For years, I spent thousands of dollars on parties, drinks, and meaningless nights. I thought I was having fun, but in reality, every time I drank, I lost control of my words and actions. I hurt people I loved. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this message, it's this. Alcohol doesn't make you stronger. It doesn't make you braver. And it definitely doesn't make you more successful. Remember, we are Deep Talks and Wisdom. If you'd like to support us, just give this video a like. Let's begin. Rule number 1, don't drink alcohol. There's no success worth having if you destroy your body, your mind, and your relationships along the way. I lived it. I thought I could control it, that it was harmless, until I realized how much it was pulling me away from what truly mattered. Alcohol made me miss precious moments with my family, ruin opportunities, and hurt people I cared about. I thought it was an escape, but in reality, it was a prison, a trap that masked my problems instead of solving them. If you want to succeed in business, in life, and with your family, do yourself a favor, stay away from alcohol. You don't need it to relax, to fit in, or to celebrate. True fulfillment comes from clarity, discipline, and taking control of your life. If you have kids, teach them this early on. Show them that they don't need a drink to be happy. If they understand from a young age that alcohol only brings problems, you'll be giving them one of the most important lessons of their lives. Rule number 2, face your problems with courage. Alcohol doesn't solve problems, it only hides them. There were many times in my life when I turned to drinking as a way to escape. I thought it would help me forget my mistakes or ease my worries. But all it really did was delay the inevitable. As an entrepreneur, challenges are constant. There will always be moments of crisis, tough decisions, and obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. But the key is to face them with a clear mind, without distractions or excuses. When you choose to leave alcohol behind, you realize that your problems aren't as big as they seemed. The solution isn't at the bottom of a bottle. It comes from making smart, responsible choices. Teach your kids that being strong doesn't mean avoiding problems. It means facing them with maturity. Give them the tools to handle difficulties without turning to bad decisions. You are their greatest teacher. Rule number 3, surround yourself with people who push you to grow. Success isn't achieved alone. It's built with the people around you, with those who push you to be better. If you surround yourself with people who only invite you to drink, you're not surrounded by friends. You're surrounded by excuses. Learn to recognize who truly wants to see you grow. When I was at the peak of my career, I thought I had great friends. But when everything fell apart, I realized many of them were only there for the parties and excess. Real friends are the ones who help you become better, not the ones who drag you into destructive habits. If you want to succeed, surround yourself with people who challenge you, who teach you, and who help you grow. You don't need a drink to share meaningful moments. You need conversations that inspire you. Teach this to your kids. Show them that true success isn't about having a lot of friends, but about having people who genuinely add value to their lives. And most importantly, lead by example. Show them that they don't need alcohol to fit in. Rule number 4, learn from your mistakes and don't repeat them. We all make mistakes. The problem isn't failing. The problem is not learning from it. I made many mistakes in my personal life, in my relationships, and in my health. But the worst mistake was not realizing that alcohol was only making everything worse. Every time I drank, I made bad decisions. I said things I shouldn't have. I did things I regretted. And I hurt people who mattered to me. If I had understood sooner that alcohol wasn't helping me, I could have saved myself a lot of pain. If you want to be successful in business and in life, own your mistakes and do everything you can to avoid repeating them. Don't hold on to bad habits just because you think you can control them. True strength lies in recognizing when something is hurting you and having the courage to let it go. Rule number 5, be disciplined and work on becoming your best self. Talent without discipline is worthless. I've seen incredibly talented people lose everything because they lacked self-control. And I've seen people with no extraordinary skills achieve success because they were consistent and committed to their growth. For years, alcohol took away my discipline. It drained my focus, my energy, and my clarity. I kept telling myself I could handle it, that it wasn't affecting my work. But the truth was, every drink pulled me further away from my best self. If you want to succeed, work on yourself every single day. Strengthen your mind, your body, and your spirit. Don't let destructive habits steal the time and energy you could be using to build the life you truly want. Teach your kids that greatness doesn't come from luck. It comes from daily effort. Show them that discipline is the key to achieving any goal. And above all, teach them that nothing in life is more valuable than a clear mind and a strong heart. Rule number 6. Invest in yourself, not in your vices. If you look at the most successful people in the world, they all have one thing in common. They invest in their growth, their knowledge, and their health. They don't waste their time or money on things that destroy them. And trust me, alcohol is one of those things that only takes from you. For years, I spent thousands of dollars on parties, drinks, and meaningless nights. I thought I was having fun, but in reality, I was throwing away my energy, my time, and my well-being. I didn't see that every drink was a step backward on my path. If you want to be successful, invest in books, courses, and new skills. Take care of your body, feed it well, exercise, and keep it strong. Because true luxury isn't an expensive bottle at a party. It's the freedom to live with health and purpose. Teach your kids that the real joy in life comes from learning, creating, and exploring the world, not from relying on anything external. That will be the best investment they can ever make for their future. Rule number 7. Never forget who you are and where you came from. Success can make you lose your way if you're not grounded. I know this firsthand. When fame and money entered my life, I started drifting away from my values, my family, and the very essence of what had gotten me there in the first place. Alcohol made me forget my roots. It led me to make impulsive decisions, say things I shouldn't have, and lose sight of what truly mattered. I thought I was in control, but in reality, I was letting a bad habit control me. If you're an entrepreneur, never lose sight of who you are. Don't let excess make you forget the sacrifices that got you to where you are. Discipline and humility are worth more than any temporary success. Rule number 8. Control your ego before it controls you. Ego is one of the most dangerous enemies of success. When you think you know everything, you stop learning. When you think you're invincible, you stop taking care of yourself. And when you think you can handle alcohol, that's when you're closest to losing everything. I let my ego convince me that I was in control, that I could drink without consequences, say whatever I wanted, and that life would always give me another chance. But the truth is, the world doesn't work that way. Every action has a consequence. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, learn to listen, to improve, to grow. Don't let your ego push you into making bad decisions. True strength lies in knowing when to stop, when to say no, and when to accept that you need to change. Rule number 9. You can always start over. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that it's never too late to change. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made, how many times you've fallen, or how many opportunities you've lost. There's always another chance to make things right. I fell many times. I lost my reputation, my marriage, and the trust of the people I loved. But when I chose to quit alcohol and take back control of my life, I realized something. True success isn't about never falling. It's about having the strength to get back up. So if you ever feel like you've lost your way, remember this. Your past does not define your future. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. What matters is what you choose to do today. Change is hard, but it's possible. Rule number 10. Peace and clarity are worth more than any success. You can have fame, money, and recognition, but if you don't have peace, you have nothing. I had everything, yet I still felt empty. And I realized that peace isn't found in parties or alcohol. It's found in living with purpose, knowing that every day you're building something meaningful. If alcohol takes away your clarity, then it's stealing your path to success. An entrepreneur needs focus, control over their decisions, and strong values. None of that is possible when alcohol becomes part of your routine. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this message, it's this. Alcohol doesn't make you stronger. It doesn't make you braver. And it definitely doesn't make you more successful. At the end of the day, true success is living in peace with yourself. Teach this to your children. Show them that the most valuable thing they can have is a mind free from addiction and a life built on good decisions. That is the greatest legacy you can leave them. Thank you for staying until the end. Leave us a comment with your favorite part of this video, and we'll see you next time.